Again, Broncos country.
Really excited to chop up some Broncos with you all this week.
Bourbon, Broncos, and no BS.
It's the time, your favorite time of the week. We're not for the Raiders, Chargers, or Chiefs. So grab your brews and your fantasy league. We got that blue and orange blood that you bleed. The most loyal fans there ever could be. We are that mile high Broncos country.
Orange Weekly. Fans, brews, and Broncos news.
What's up, Broncos country, and welcome to another episode of the Halftime Hash. And sorry about my camera here, a little messed up. But anyway, let's talk about the game so far. Broncos are down 21-6 with about 46 seconds left in the first half here. So, it's not been great game, but you got to remember, if you guys didn't hear, that the Buffalo Bills did put their starters out for at least the good part of the first quarter, if not going into the second quarter there. The Broncos did not start any of their starters, so our backups have been playing their starters. And so this is kind of the outcome I expected, but still a lot that we gleaned from some of the players and some of the just what we've seen from the offense and the defense. But if you haven't been here before, this show is all about me talking with you all. Hit that share button, put in some comments, put in some questions, whatever you think is going on. Maybe you can't see the game, you have some questions about that, but we'll be here through halftime. I do want to comment on how great Case Keenum has looked. Just kind of ironic, that he never looked that good, or at least I don't remember him looking this good when he was in Denver. Granted, he is playing backups, but still a little frustrating there. Okay, let's see. Any comments? Any questions? Okay. What I can do is start at the beginning of the game here. So Broncos received the ball to start the game, came out there and moved the ball very, very well. Montreal Washington was able to bring the ball out to about the 20-yard line. So not as far as, as if he had just a touchback or something, but we moved the ball very well down the field, down to about the Buffalo Bills 20-yard line, had to settle for our first field goal there. But I tell you what, the offense there right off the bat looked very hungry. They looked very in sync with each other. Johnson was making some very, very good throws, and the receptions is equally strong. And just, some of these were, zipped right into their arms and double coverage, and they were able to make it happen, right? So, a lot of good things there. Good run game, good protection. It was really good. Since then, we haven't really done much, either on offense or defense, and so it's been a little bit of a struggle. Let's see. Defense has kind of been a struggle all game. I just haven't seen that fire that, as quick as they are off the ball kind of a thing. As we have during the practices, we've heard all about it. We've seen it during last week's preseason game where they were just kind of all over the field. Haven't really seen that. Ojemudia might still be having some concussion problems. He did go down after, kind of getting picked on all game. He was definitely getting picked on, and so I don't know if that's still a problem or not, but He did get walked off the field, and so we'll see if he goes back into concussion protocol or not, even though he was cleared earlier. Now, this is a guy, Ojemudia, we had that we spent a third round pick on him. And they were talking about it, and I agree with the broadcasters, actually, that, he's on the cusp of, being able to retain his job or not with the Broncos. He hasn't looked terrible. He hasn't looked great, but, this is, we've had him for several years now, and that's kind of what he's been. So is he going to take that next step? I don't know. I haven't seen it myself yet. And I think the Broncos are waiting to see it themselves. Anthony, how you doing? He keeps getting burned. Yeah, exactly. And that last one before he got helped off the field, you saw he was 12 yards off the Buffalo receiver, and just very slow to react to what was going on around him. You looked at the other cornerback at the top of the screen on that play, because I looked, he was right up there on the line of scrimmage. So, and that could have been the way it was designed or whatnot. But, yeah, he keeps getting burned. And, man, I saw that play going, over to Ojemudia's side a mile away. There's no one else over there. Ojemudia was 12 yards off. I knew it was going to be a quick pass, and boom, there it was. So, but Anthony, glad to see you here. Everyone else who's watching, please post your comments, post your questions. This show is all about talking with you, not talking at you. If you've ever seen us here at Orange Weekly, that's what we're all about, is fans, brews, and Broncos news. Really quickly, want to tell you about all of our other shows and everything. So Monday nights, once the season starts, we'll have our full content out there. Monday nights, we have Orange Weekly After Dark. Starts about 8 p.m. Mountain Time. Tuesday night is our flagship show, Bourbon, Broncos, and No BS. That starts 7 p.m. Mountain Time, followed by our after show, which is on YouTube only. So make sure you go check out our YouTube channel. Give us a subscribe there. That starts right after the Bourbon Broncos No BS show. We also have our pregame and postgame podcast. You can follow us there on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, wherever you listen to your podcast. And then on game days, we'll have not only this show, the Halftime Hash, but also the Tailgate Talk, which starts about an hour before kickoff. And so tons of content for you all out there. We're only doing the halftime show and the Tuesday show right now during preseason, but here in a couple weeks, we'll be giving you something pretty much every day of the week. And that's kind of how we like to do things here. Let's see. D-Rock not playing Broncos football at all. Yeah, look, don't read too much into that, to be honest with you. The formations are very vanilla. The play calling is very vanilla. I think at this point, we don't want anyone else to get hurt. Malik Reed had a bit of a scare earlier. He went down in a lot of pain. That came back. Turned out he was just poked in his eye. Right. Here we have a flag. Free play. 17 seconds left still in the second. And Bills are down, it looks like, right around their 10-yard line. Anyway, yeah, we're telegraphing that, when we're going to run or when we're going to pass. That's what that's fine. We don't want to give away anything in the preseason more than we have to, right? So we're not digging very deep into the playbook. We're not trying to do crazy, extravagant things. We're looking at different players, probably trying some different things out. Does this work? Does this not? Things that you wouldn't do during a normal game, So, don't take that too much to heart there, D-Rock. I see what you're saying, but look, it's preseason. If this is how they were looking, which Bill just got another touchdown, making the score 28-6. 27 before they get their extra point there. But yeah, if this was week 2, week 3 or something, and the Broncos were playing like this, yeah, then we definitely have a problem, right? Definitely would have a problem. Let me pull that up there for you. But this is not an issue, not an issue at all. I want to hear from you guys. What are some of the players that you're hoping make the roster? Maybe someone that stood out to you, maybe someone you think might be on the cutting block. I get that Ojemudia is injured, but he might be a casualty of the the roster cuts there. So that's one name I'm looking for. I think he's still going to make it as maybe the fourth cornerback there, but I don't know. But yeah, what do you guys think? I want to hear your thoughts on that. Let's see. Hey, guys, we might have good special teams. Not like decent special teams. I'm talking about like we might have good special teams, which is something we haven't had in a long time. Thanks, McMahon. Montreal Washington is fast. As soon he catches that ball, and then he is gone. What I'm worried about is if he just gets a little too ahead of himself. If he starts looking down the field half a second before that ball is in his hand, boom, you have that muffed, punt or whatever the case is. And, I want to be surprised if you see a mistake like that. I'd rather him do that during a preseason game than a regular season game. And, maybe he doesn't do it at all, but he's just so fast. It's absolutely insane to watch. So huge props to special teams coordinator Dwayne Stukes, if I say his name right, hopefully there. Wow. These guys are looking good. So that's a big positive. Anthony, you like him too. That's good. That's good. D-Rock, I hope Ojemudia is okay, but he is getting torched. Yep. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I get that he's injured and everything. Broncos are going to kneel it to take it into the half here with a score of 28-6. So I'll stick here with you through halftime, everybody, and get some more of your comments and your questions as we go on. But yeah, he was getting torched there, D-Rock, and that's where I'm like, even with the injury there, is that going to be enough for the Broncos to keep him? Who knows? That's the interesting thing. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, Washington is a phenomenal player. Great to see what he can do on the field. He's obviously consistent. It wasn't a one-time run, in the first preseason game. He was able to go on the road, come out here, and, just make things happen on the field. So I listened to Coach Hackett give his little interview here before he goes in the locker room. Of course, Rippon will start the second half. Pretty much what he said right here is they're going to treat the game if it's a 0-0. So, when the Broncos will lose this game, so what? It's preseason, right? Preseason. D-Rock, RB needs to get north and south with urgency. Yeah, and what we're playing our third and fourth string, Boone was looking really, really good on that opening drive. Mike Boone went out there and had some phenomenal runs. He had a couple good blocks. He picked up one blitz on one play. I can't remember if that play worked out or not. Maybe it didn't, even though he picked up the blitz. But Mike Boone was looking real good. Almost a Javonte Williams type of moments there. You know what I mean? So it was really, really cool to see. But after that, fourth string is let's see, I can't even remember his name right. Number 45. Was it 45? Not Christopher Allen. Let's see, running backs. I can't remember. I think a guy we just signed. But he was it Hardy? Is that who I'm thinking of? D-Rock. Which, by the way, everybody who's here, thanks for tuning in. Definitely appreciate you guys watching. Are they going to make the team? No, you're going to carry, obviously, Williams and Gordon and Boone. Do you have a fourth running back on the roster? Maybe for a special team slot, but I don't know. I can't tell you. But who's out there right now is not going to probably make the roster, if you ask me. Let's see, Michael. I was surprised Denver didn't use Boone. Look, I'm surprised the Broncos didn't do a whole lot of things different last year. I mean, come on, it was Fangio and it was all those guys. They didn't. Don't get me going down that path, Mike. It was bad. There's a lot of things they could have done different last year, and they just didn't do. So, preseason for us over here at Orange Weekly as well. We're trying to get some things set up, like my camera placement, which apparently does not want to work with me today. Super professional, right? There we go. That's a much better angle than just my my head. Hey, I don't know what's worse, the Broncos' performance or the professionalism that we have here at Orange Weekly. I don't know. Hey, so let's we gonna also talk more about what you expect during the season. There's a lot of things that I guess you could say concerns or just unseens to what the Broncos offense is really going to look like. I mean, we're getting little glimpses of it here, especially with the opening drive we had. Just the urgency and the third down conversions and the accuracy with the passes and stuff. But to see what it's going to look like with Russ out there, right? That's going to be huge. So Anthony, right there, yeah, new start. Definitely a new start. D-Rock, good question here. Thoughts on the outside linebacker position? I tell you what, I don't think we have any problems there. Again, let's see. Malik Reed is not hopefully too hurt. His eye is okay, hopefully. But with Randy Gregory, I think a lot of people are maybe, I don't want to say sour on him or maybe counting him out, overlooking him a little bit. I think, just like Anthony said, it's a new start for the Broncos. It's a new start for Anthony Gregory as well. So for him to go out there and make a new name for himself, I think is, he's looking forward to that opportunity. And then for Chubb knows that this is a make or break year for him, man. This is, if he doesn't do well this year, he's probably going to be regarded as a first round bust across the league. You might be able to get a 6th or 7th round pick for him or something, but that's maybe it. So I think Bradley Chubb's going to look really good this year. I have faith in him. With Gregory on the other side, I think you're going to have a really good pass rush there. And then you have depth, right? You also have Cooper. You also have Malik Reed. Cooper I really like. I expect to see a lot from him this year as well. Nick Bonito, I don't even know, I didn't even mention him. You're probably not going to see much from Nick Bonito this year. I wouldn't be surprised if he just stays in that backup role, unless if Bradley Chubb starts not doing well, or it's half of the season he just hasn't done much. You could probably see a lot more Nick Bonito in the second half of the season there. So, but that's what I'm thinking. Anthony, yes, a much more explosive offense and an offense that's willing to take smart chances. Throw the ball on 3rd and long, not just, let's just get a few more yards for a better punt, or whatever the case is. But, yeah, and that's the thing, Anthony, if he stays healthy, whether he doesn't perform well because he just kind of is maxed out, or if it's because of injuries, this is his year to prove it to the league, right? And to the Broncos. So we'll be seeing what happens there with him. What else are you guys looking forward to with the season? What other questions do you have about the players? Like, this is all we do here at Orange Weekly. We do these shows. We want to talk with you guys and get your takes. The halftime will be back, or the halftime will end here before too long. So I do want to get this going. You do all see the DraftKings and the TPPN logo. If you don't know what that is, TPPN, well, let me go ahead and run you through all of this. So, football fans, join the next generation of fantasy football with Rainmakers Football. their first ever NFT fantasy game from DraftKings. It's the only NFT fantasy game licensed by the NFLPA. Now, you can play all season for millions in prizes by building the ultimate NFT franchise. Right now, everyone can get their first full roster starter pack for free. Couple notes, playing Rainmakers is simple. You can buy, sell, bid, and win player card NFTs of the biggest names in the game through regular drops and auctions on DraftKings Marketplace. Craft lineups of athletes from your NFT collection and earn points for touchdowns, receptions, and more, just like daily fantasy football. And you can build your NFT franchise and enter free Rainmakers football contests all season long to compete for millions in prizes. Now, here's what you need to do. The next generation of fantasy sports is here. Go and download the DraftKings Daily Fantasy app now. Sign up with promo code TPPN. Click the Rainmakers tile and opt in to get your first card free. Plus, play for millions in prizes all football season while building the ultimate NFT fantasy franchise with Rainmakers Football. Again, that is promo code TPPN. Build, play, win only at DraftKings. Awesome. Thanks for sitting through that, everybody. Appreciate it. Make sure you go check it out. Real fun stuff over there. Anthony, can't wait to see Russ in action. Yeah, dude. I mean, you see what talent he has around him. Look, he had a lot of talent around him in Seattle as well, but I think he has the best offensive line he's ever had, if not at least in a long time. He also has a really strong run game, which he hasn't had in the last couple of years. And Russ does really well when there's a strong run game. You get a lot of that play action pass. It opens up the field for him to run around a little bit and extend those plays, right? Confuses the defense. Look, I think you're going to see a lot of good things from the Broncos this year, keeping in mind that this could also be, a building year for the team. I think keeping expectations tempered is a really good idea. If we get to the playoffs, awesome. If we win a playoff game, I couldn't ask for anything more from this team this year. And that's like the ceiling that I see this team is winning one playoff game. But that would be great, right? Going into the next year after that, I mean, this team is going to be on fire after you get a whole year of these guys together, a whole other off season. You build through the draft even more. I think really soon this is going to be a destination team. Players are going to want to come here, just like what we saw with Peyton Manning years, for a chance to win a Super Bowl. And that's going to make things really, really good for us here in Denver. So, yeah, Anthony, he looked really good at training camp. He's looked really good for a long time. Let's see here. Games should be coming on here really soon. So, let me just go through a couple things to watch for. At this point, you got people that are maybe trying to make the roster, also trying to make a spot on the practice squad. It's probably going to be a little bit messy, but look to see what Rippon does. In fact, I didn't pull up the stats for Broncos, Bills, box score. Let me get some stats here. I want to see how. Nope. Bear with me, everyone. See, normally I have this up, but this is my first halftime show of the year, and I'm struggling. So let's see. Johnson, 8 for 16 and 70 yards. So, interesting there. Receiving leader, Montrell Washington, 2 receptions for 25 yards. Pretty good there. Brett Rippon didn't do as well last week as Josh Johnson did. So this is kind of Rippon's last chance, I think, at this point to say, hey, I deserve that backup slot. If he performs like he did last week, I'm going to say that Josh Johnson's probably going to be our backup, which, okay, like whatever. It is what it is, but there you go. Mike Boone, 5 carries for 11 yards. Stevie Scott, that's the one I was thinking of earlier. Probably not going to make the team, but he was 3 carries for 9 yards there. Let's see. Mike Boone also had 1 reception for 13 yards. So you've seen some reception action in there as well. Albert O got in there a little early. Albert Okwuegbunam, 1 reception for 4 yards, almost had that touchdown. I think it was just thrown just a little too far, but made sure it wasn't able to be intercepted. But I do appreciate Albert O trying to lay out for it. I think that was really good to see. Really good to see you go. Victor, how you doing? Good to see you here. Inside linebackers getting killed. Yeah. And that's been a problem for the Broncos. Some of us here at Orange Weekly feel that the inside linebackers pretty much don't matter, is what David would say. He would say, I think it's a irrelevant position and I don't care about them. And that's wrong, because people like myself and Jared feel very strongly about inside linebackers and how the Broncos really, really, really have this problem that they haven't been able to address for a while. And we're kind of seeing it a little bit during preseason. Again, it's preseason. I don't read too much into it other than people trying, they're trying a whole bunch of different things. They're not even opening up the real playbook. I'm not saying that they're half trying, but they're also making sure they're not getting players hurt and all that stuff, right? So these are second, third, fourth string players, practice squad players that'll probably never see a football field again, or be on a football field again after this in pads playing a game. So, it is what it is. We'll see what they do during the regular season. Victor, let's talk about that again after the first few games and see how the inside linebacker core is going to do. The good thing is the outside linebackers are looking really stout, so hopefully that'll help shore up some of that. But, again, you want a weakness for the Broncos, throw the inside linebackers, use your tight end, throw to your tight end. Travis Kelce could very easily pick us apart. He could pick apart any team, so it's just something to think about. But we'll see. It's going to be very interesting to watch what this team does and how they develop. Okay, the game is back, so I do appreciate everybody tuning in. Hey, make sure you check out all our other content, the Tuesday show, the Monday show, our post-game podcast, pre-game podcast. Follow us on all of our social medias, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. And get ready, guys. Season is almost here. We're less than a month away from kickoff, about 3 weeks or so away from kickoff. It's going to be fantastic. The last 6 or 7 years are going to feel like a bad nightmare, and we can move on with smiles on our faces. So that being said, we'll see you all here Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Mountain Time for Bourbon Broncos No BS. My name is Kev Dan. I'll give you a mile high salute, and you all have a good day. Enjoy the second half of the Broncos game.